If you're here, you may be having issues, whether it's motivation, or you're trying to improve yourself, or you're just trying to be the best version of you that you can be. So first of all, I wanted to congratulate you for being that. But if you're not having the results that you're looking for, there's only one person you can blame. That's yourself. If you're looking to lose weight and you're not losing weight, it's because you're doing something wrong. It's because you're not motivated. It's because your head is not in the game. I always tell you every single day, a changed mind equals a changed life. If you're not changing your mind, if you're not saying no to those bad foods, if you're not saying no to that alcohol, if you're not saying, you know what, I can live my life without drugs. I can live my life as being a less angry individual. I could be a better husband. I could be a better wife. I can be. Have you noticed the trend right away? I is the first word of every single phrase. I can do better. I can be more. I can do anything I want to do. I want. Two little words. You are the only individual that can change your entire life. Okay? A lot of people take for granted what they have. Maybe you don't have perfect health, but maybe you got some legs. Maybe you don't got legs, but maybe you got some arms. Maybe you don't have every single opportunity that everybody has, but you have something working with you. Now the only thing that's working against you is your own mind. A changed mind is a freaking changed life. Flip the switch and work towards a better future. I hear this phrase every single day. I can't do it. I'm not getting the results that I want. Stop making excuses. And I say be stronger than your excuses all the time. I know. It's like a broken record. Be stronger than your excuses. Be stronger than your excuses. Be stronger than your excuses. The reason I say that most is because excuses are simple. We are animals in the core. We want to take the path of least resistance. An excuse, path of least resistance. Work, I can make an excuse that takes 5 seconds. But if I want to work out 5 hours in the gym and see a tiny little improvement each week, 1 hour a day, 5 days a week, it is much more difficult than a simple, tiny little excuse. I don't want to meal prep because I got my kids. Excuse. There goes 2 hours worth of work. But the thing is, if you want to look like an additional 7 hours worth of work each week, 7 times 3, 2,100 or 210 hours per month that you could potentially look better. And you didn't even have a single minute of excuses to put in place of that 210 hours worth of work. Be the person that earns the opposite of their excuses. I know it's not going to be easy, but it is worth it. Every day I see people, and I'm not judging you, okay? But I see people that are judging other people. Say the one person's overweight, but they got a friend or a family member that's addicted to drugs. Okay? They're saying, I can't believe that you are doing that to your body and this and that. Stop and think for a second. By being overweight, like myself, we are doing the exact same thing that that person is doing with that drug. We're putting it in place with the food. What are we dealing with emotional stress with? Food. What are they doing? Drugs. Doesn't that mean food is our drug? Instead of judging that person, first we need to help ourselves. Figure out, hey, I got a problem. So do they. Stop worrying so much about trying to say how bad that person is and work on yourself. Work on us. Work on me. Work on you. That's what's important. Telling somebody that they're bad when we got our own problems is absolutely false, and it cannot be done. We go through every day, and whoever it is, I'm not saying anybody doesn't have this problem. We will cover and mask our emotions, our stress, our anger, our frustration, our depression, our anxiety with sex, drugs, alcohol, food, whatever your addiction is, whatever your forte is, you are masking the actual issue. We have to be strong enough to deal with the situation head on and actually get something accomplished. What we're doing by giving ourselves food, drugs, sex, alcohol, all of those things when life is screwed up, we're training ourselves to say, hey, we did bad or something bad happened, now we get something good in return. It's like giving a kid a reward when they didn't win, okay? You don't do that. It's proven science that it's a bad idea. Okay, if he got 10th place, I'm sorry kid, you need to do a little bit better. Good job, great effort, but you don't get a reward. Okay? First place, second place, third place, they get a reward. It's proven that not only does it make that kid feel like he got an achievement and never have to strive for more, but you're rewarding him for not succeeding to the fullest level that he possibly could. So why would he ever want to? Why would he ever want to push further? If you're rewarding yourself every time something bad happens in your life, why would you ever want to change? You wouldn't. You're teaching yourself, you're mentally teaching yourself without even knowing it, to reward yourself every time you screw up. So then what happens? You screw up, and then you reward yourself on top of that screw up. Have you ever said, you know what? I had a really bad day. I'm going to eat bad today. But then tomorrow I'm going to get back on track. What happens tomorrow? Then you start eating bad tomorrow. Then the next day. Then the next day. Then in a week, you've completely fallen apart. Because you're training yourself to reward yourself for doing bad. Reverse it. Do not teach yourself you get a reward for anything bad. If anything, you get a reward for doing good things. They're not food, drugs, sex, alcohol related. They need to be other things. I'm not saying go crazy shopping. Enjoy a vacation when you hit your goal weight. If you've been off drugs for a year, go buy yourself a new car. Do these things to reward yourself for good positive behavior and restrict yourself when you have those negative things in life. That is going to train you to deal with the actual situation. If you go to work and your boss is a jerk, or somebody pisses you off, the first thing that you do is say, you know what, I had a really bad day. You come home, you eat like crap. Then that person, not only did they screw up your day, and I'm not saying they did, because remember, you are the only one that can control your day. You're the only one that can control your mind, your anger, your frustration, your stress levels. Everything is inside here. You have to stop letting people affect you. But I understand it happens. Okay, we're not perfect. We get pissed off. But then you go home and you eat bad. You've been eating good for 30 days. This person sent you into utter turmoil. You feel like crap. They bullied you. Whatever they did. Now you go home and you feel 10 times worse because you just completely screwed it up. You felt like crap because of that person. You came home. You felt like crap because of what you did. You internalized two things, made two of those feelings really bad. You taught yourself that when somebody makes you feel bad, you gotta jump in and double up and make yourself feel even worse. That's wrong. You don't internalize those things. You flip it, change it, run the script the other way. Say, you know what? I'm changing things. Life ain't happening like this no more. I'm in control. I'm running the show. Flip it around. If your boss is pissing you off, confront him. I'm not saying confrontational. I'm saying confront the situation. Say, hey, you know what? I don't like how you're talking to me lately. Can you please refrain from that? Or you're offending me. You're hurting my feelings. Something like that. If it's not a situation that you feel comfortable that you could confront them, go above them. Go to your direct supervisor and tell them, hey, I got an issue. Go to HR. There's a chain of command at businesses so that you can work on these things. You don't internalize it. If you got a problem with your kid and he's stressing you out, you confront your child. You say, hey, I don't like how this is happening. If they're an adult, say either you change it or you get out of my house. You confront these situations because then you're training yourself to confront and actually deal with problems rather than burying them with food, drugs, alcohol, whatever they are. Confront the situation. Do not blow it off. Do not internalize it, because what happens when you internalize it? We all know. We all know what happens when you internalize feelings. It builds up and builds up and builds up and builds up, and once it gets to the top, what happens? Boom. It just explodes. You fall apart. You go eat at the Sonic drive-thru. You eat 5 times what you should be eating in a day in 5 seconds. I know. I've been there. You think I'm perfect? You're crazy. I'm the furthest thing from perfect. I'm probably half as perfect as any of you guys. I deal with these things myself each and every single day. That's why I'm telling you. I internalize a lot, but I also confront even more. Things like this take time. I know it's easy in a couple-minute video for me to explain this, right? Yeah, I understand. It's simple. It's simple to talk about, but it ain't easy to actually act about it, okay? It takes time. It takes effort. But the thing is, once you start doing it, it's like if you're holding a bowling ball. You're holding a bowling ball and you got your 3 fingers in that bowling ball, right? And that is your mind not confronting situations. That's you internalizing everything. That bowling ball is real heavy. It's real close to your body. You're holding that bowling ball. But once you get ready and you release, meaning confronting the situation, once that ball is rolling, good luck trying to stop that ball. Not even 10 giant pins will stop that ball. Stop internalizing and confront. Knock those pins down and get your ball again. Roll it again. Keep rolling it, because guess what? Once you get going, you're going to get better at it. You keep bowling, you're going to get a strike. You're going to get a strike. You're going to be unstoppable. You're going to teach yourself that it is better to love yourself and let go of all that pain rather than bringing it all in and feeling feelings of I screwed up or feeling feelings of emotional distress. Do not let other people put that on you. Okay? Say no. Say no, I'm not going to do that anymore. I need to confront situations. I'm not saying be confrontational like me. Okay, I'm slightly confrontational, let's be honest. I like confrontation. You may not be like that. You may be the complete polar opposite of that. But that's okay. You can still speak up. I don't care if your voice is this big or a giant. It doesn't matter. You have one. I can hear a mouse just like I can hear a lion. It doesn't matter how big your voice is, just that you have one for yourself. Speak up. Work hard. And never give up. Be stronger than your excuses. Peace.
If you want to see change, then you must create the change you want to see.